So obviously the writing's a little small. I'm just going to read through it. This is just taken straight off a canvas, okay? So obviously you know how to get on the canvas. I'm going to just talk you through, you know, after now 3 semesters in the bag of teaching from home, these are the take-home messages which I think will really help you out, okay? First things first, you have to have a decent computer. It has to be a laptop or a desktop, and it must have the Google Chrome browser, okay? Now the reason for that is if you use your phone or, you know, some other browser, certain things in Pivot and the ACS Final, sometimes there's an issue transferring images. Some of those things don't work, okay? And I can only grade what you send me, okay? So make sure you can receive and send documents correctly, you can open them correctly, you can view them correctly. To do that, you need a laptop or a desktop, okay, and Chrome browser, okay? And only log on to Canvas via Chrome, okay? And also only log on to Canvas through the JJC web page, okay? If you've downloaded the app to your phone, it's, frankly, I can say this because, you know, I don't care. It's useless, okay? The Canvas app is useless, all right? So use the program, which is accessible through, you know, iCampus JJC website, okay? Next thing, I don't really do multiple choice tests on Canvas. I think that's frankly a waste of time. There's multiple choice tests are not good for learning science, and so I don't use them. Okay, so what I do, I actually send you the assignments I would give you in class as email attachments, all right, and then you fill them out either PDF or Word, and then send them back to me as email attachments, okay? Now, if you're really good at editing math functions in Word, do that, okay? If you're not so good at that, that's okay. My advice is to get a printer/scanner, and some of these are okay. They're less than $100, which is 1/3 the price of the textbook. Okay, get yourself a printer scanner or access to one, and just manually write on the printouts and then just scan them back as PDFs, okay? So it's just like you're completing a class assignment, but you're just scanning your final answers and sending them back, all right? More about that as we talk about it, but bottom line is, I suggest a used textbook, any version, $20, right? Printer scanner, $120. Those two things together are less than the cost of the textbook new, okay? So it's kind of controversial, but I'm saying don't buy a new textbook. Buy a printer, scanner, and an old textbook, okay, for about the same price, all right? If you really want to do well in this class, you're going to fill out PDFs manually, okay? We'll talk more when we get into testing about how you complete and return assignments, but simply said, a handwritten and then scanned PDF is the way to go. All right, next thing, I have a copy lurking around here somewhere. Oh, somewhere's over here. So this is the ACS General Chemistry Exam Guide. Your final will be an ACS final, okay? If you just coming from 101 with me or somebody else, you've already taken the ACS Chemistry 101 final, and if you bought that book, it was a great help, wasn't it? Okay. Now the thing of it is, it's the same book for Chemistry 102, it's just part 2 of General Chemistry, so same textbook, same ACS book, just different material, okay? So buy that, you can get them as low as $10 used, okay? And it's super useful. It's also super useful moving forward for any kind of placement test, MCATs, PCATs, anything like that. They get all the questions for chemistry out of the ACS book, okay? So it's a great thing now and for your future, okay? Very, very strongly advise you to get that one, okay? Next thing, I sent you the complete note packet as an attachment. We'll talk, as we go through, we'll talk about how the best way to learn is online. I've tried my best to translate exactly what I do in the classroom into an online environment, but it does involve following the script, okay? So if you kind of take on board what I'm saying and do what I say, sound a bit authoritarian, if you basically follow the script, you'll do well in this class, okay? There are no shortcuts in science, and you probably know that having made it to 102, but there are no shortcuts in science. You've got to do the work, and I've tried to make the work as painless as possible in many ways by making it kind of user-friendly, Okay, now I didn't print out the Chemistry 102. This is the Chemistry 101 complete notes. I basically sent you the 102 equivalent of this. Several hundred pages of interactive notes, so you'll kind of work out the problems in that note packet as we go through, and that's how the lectures are designed. They're designed for you to follow along, pause me, solve problems. Okay, chemistry is all about problem solving. The more problems you solve, the better you are. We'll talk about that more in the syllabus. Okay, so I recommend printing that complete note packet, or you can download them one at a time from the web page. I actually, if you've got the complete note packet now as a PDF I sent you, right, or I think also a doc, you can just, if you want to piecemeal print that, just print out a chapter or two at a time, that's fine, right? Okay. Now, it's all run through Canvas, right? So be sure to log on to Canvas at least once per day, all right? And when you're on Canvas, check the announcement area, because that's where important announcements turn up, and then a discussion area, okay? And then the modules area, okay? So I've kind of put the same assignment in different locations, so you should have no problems finding it in one of those locations, but be sure to check all of them every time you log on, okay? Assignments are week long, okay? So I will get the assignment out by Monday each week, and the idea is you watch the appropriate video, be it for lecture or lab, and then you follow up with appropriate work, okay? So make sure for sure you watch the videos on Monday or Tuesday of each week, okay? That gives you time to do the homework or the assignment if it's a lab. And then on Thursdays I have office hour, okay? So office hours, we'll talk more about this later, but it's 9:30 a.m. onwards. Whenever you stop on Thursdays, okay? If that office hour actually starts at 9, but that's for Chemistry 101. If you do have Chemistry 101 questions, come at 9, okay, and stay for the 102. But I'll be talking about 102 stuff from 9:30 onwards. The link to that is in the first kind of days of class assignments, which is on the Canvas. Okay, so log on to Canvas, have a good look around, get familiar with the environment there, and check it every day. Last thing, and had a bit of an interesting semester last semester. Half of the students that took my Chemistry 101 failed it, and that's never ever happened before. When I say failed, I mean either withdrew, so didn't finish the course, or got an F, okay? And the folks that got Fs were because I caught them cheating, okay? So I will know, if you Googled an answer, I will know if you went onto a homework help site, okay? Because I have access to all that as well. It takes me no time to look up answers to my own tests, okay? So don't do it, okay? I don't want to have that happen again. I don't want 50% failure, okay? If you're having a problem in class and you're struggling, come to an office hour. I can help you, okay? But don't be tempted to Google stuff. I will know, okay? I will know. All right. Now, hopefully that all makes sense, okay? Any questions? Email me, or actually water cooler chat, right? So we'll talk more about it as we go, but there is a section at Canvas called water cooler chat, where if you have any question about the course, feel free to ask it there, okay? Instead of asking me directly personally, because if a student answers your question, they get a point of extra credit, okay? And other people may have the same question, so instead of just a one-on-one conversation with me, everybody sees it, and if it applies to them or they can help, they get what they need, which is extra credit points or the help, right? Quick recap for you before I sign off here. So, how does the class work? Check Canvas every day. Check the announcements area, the discussion, and the modules, okay? You have usually a week to watch and complete the video assignments for lecture and lab, okay? If that week happens to be a quiz or a midterm, I give you literally 48 hours to do it. Okay, and it's got to be back on time, all right? Now, when you return work to me, quizzes and exams, it's going to be in the form of a PDF or a doc, which I'll previously sent you, which you hopefully are able to print and fill out and scan and send back, or there are other ways around it, which I talk about elsewhere. You can, if you're really good with the math editor, you can actually write in there. I fully expect true subscripts, true superscripts, and all that. It'll be explained in the first assignment, okay? It has to look right. It has to be correct format, all right? So you can recommend it, print it, write by hand, scan it, and send it back. That's by far the best way to do it. Or if you're good with Word, just edit the Word document I send you, send it back. Oh, last resort, right? You can work out answers on a scratch paper, take a picture, and cut it and paste it into the space in the Word document. You can do that, okay? But it takes a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. It's much simpler to do one of the other two things. To be honest, as long as I get a test or a quiz back with the answers in the space they were supposed to be written, either handwritten and scanned or typed or just cut and paste, right? It doesn't matter, okay? As long as it looks like, if you like, a proper quiz or test, okay? What I will not accept is just a straight up picture of a notebook. No, it has to be looking like a proper test, okay? So, you know, don't take any shortcuts on that, make sure it looks right, all right? So, again, check Canvas every day, understand how work is given out and taken in, all right? Make sure you log on to the GRP 101 lab site, or 102 actually in your case, and you know, join Pivot, all right? And I think aside from that, you know, just keep up. I mean, people who get behind fail, right? So try and kind of discipline yourself to doing the work on the Monday or the Tuesday, all right? And then if you have some issues, and homework on maybe Wednesday, and then if you've got issues, office hour Thursday, and I can fix it, right? So when people, human nature, it's last minute, right? Oh, I got until Friday to do this, and then you you know, take a look at it on Friday, and it like, makes no sense, yeah. And then you're done, because you can't go back in time, because I already talked about it in the office hour the day before. So, you know, don't get behind the 8 ball there. You know, make sure you look at it in the early part of the week, if that makes sense. All right. So, any questions? Discussion below. Water cooler chat. Hopefully that all makes sense. And I'll see you guys on the next one.